You have been wondering whether all this strain meant you were failing, whether the silence, the delay, the unanswered ache meant you had somehow missed what mattered most. Dear heart, you looked at your tiredness and called it weakness. You looked at the closed door and called it rejection. You looked at the long season and thought, maybe I did not do this right. Beloved, you have been measuring yourself by visible outcomes, by how quickly things changed, by whether people noticed, by whether the path opened when you thought it should. And because so much has remained unresolved, you began to assume you must not have done well. Precious one, come closer to a gentler truth. You have been looking for proof in the wrong places. You thought endurance would always feel strong. You thought faithfulness would always look successful. You thought growth would arrive with confidence, clarity, and obvious reward. But often, what is most real grows quietly, beneath the surface, where only I can fully see it. My child, there are things in you that have changed in this season, and they matter more than you know. You did not become what hurt you. You did not let bitterness have the final word. You did not stop caring just because care became costly. You did not surrender your whole heart to despair, even when despair knocked loudly. That matters. Loved one, you thought the test, if you want to call it that, was about performance, about always saying the perfect thing, about never doubting, about never growing tired, about handling pressure without trembling. No, dear one, the deeper measure was never perfection. It was formation. What was happening inside you while life did not go the way you hoped? That is where so much was being revealed. Sweet soul, when you were disappointed, you still chose honesty. When you were hurt, you still tried not to harden completely. When you were confused, you kept returning to what was true instead of what was easiest. When you were tempted to give up on goodness, something in you still leaned toward light. These are not small things. Dear heart, you keep overlooking the quiet victories, the moment you did not send the words your pain wanted to speak, the time you paused instead of repeating an old pattern, the day you showed kindness even while carrying your own exhaustion, the choice to walk away from what flattered you but would have cost you peace, the honesty to admit you needed support. Beloved, these are signs of growth. They are evidence that something deeper has been happening in you. Not loud evidence, not dramatic evidence, but real. And real change often looks ordinary before it looks impressive. Precious one, you have asked why the season felt so long, why the waiting did not end sooner, why the lesson, if there was one, had to cost so much. I will not reduce your pain with easy answers. Some parts of life are simply hard. Some chapters stretch the heart. Some delays feel longer than they should. But hear me, the difficulty did not erase the beauty of what was being formed. My dear one, you came through with more tenderness than before, more discernment, more honesty about your limits, more compassion for others who struggle, more awareness of what truly matters, more distance from the shallow things that once pulled so hard on your attention. This is not nothing. This is the fruit of a life that has been refined without being ruined. Loved one reason you have not noticed your own growth is because you are still living inside the process. You are too close to it. You feel what is unfinished. You notice what still hurts. You see the places where you still stumble. So you assume nothing significant has happened. But growth is often like sunrise. At first the room still looks dim. You think night remains. Yet little by little what was hidden begins to show itself. Only later do you realize the darkness has already been giving way. Beloved, that is true of you. The change did not always announce itself. It entered quietly, in your responses, in your priorities, in the way you recover now, in the things you no longer chase, in the lies you no longer believe as quickly as before, in the boundaries you have started to honor, in the softer way you are learning to speak to yourself. Dear heart, Do not dismiss these things because they came slowly. Slow does not mean small. Quiet does not mean weak. Hidden does not mean absent. Some of the strongest work in a human soul happens where applause never reaches. My child, you have been afraid that because life has not become easier yet, you must still be on the wrong side of the lesson. No. Difficulty can linger even after deep change has begun. Outer circumstances do not always shift the moment inner formation takes place. But inner formation changes how you carry what has not yet changed. That matters profoundly. Beloved, you now notice what once went unquestioned. You feel sooner when something is misaligned. You recover faster from emotional spirals that once consumed you. You are less willing to betray your own heart for approval. You no longer call every delay a punishment. You are learning to discern between urgency and wisdom. These are marks of maturity, not perfection. Maturity, precious one. The deepest passing through was not about impressing me. It was about becoming more fully yourself, more truthful, more grounded, more compassionate, more able to carry love without losing discernment, more able to endure disappointment without surrendering your identity, more able to remain open without becoming unprotected. This is beautiful to me. My dear one, I know you still have questions. You still wonder what comes next. You still carry some grief, some uncertainty, some private fatigue. Passing through one season well does not mean you have no tenderness left. It simply means the tenderness did not destroy you. In fact, it taught you things. It deepened you. It made you less careless with your own soul. Loved one, there is a difference between being untested and being formed. The untested heart often feels sure of itself. The formed heart is humbler, kinder, less quick to judge, more patient with weakness, both in self and in others. You have become more like that. And though part of you still wishes you could have learned it another way, I want you to know that the beauty in you now is real. Sweet soul, I do not want you to hear this as a trophy speech. That would miss the tenderness. This is not about you proving your worth. You never had to prove it. It is about you recognizing that what you have walked through has not been empty. It has borne fruit. The long night did not only drain you, it also taught your heart how to stay lit without noise. Not because you were always confident, not because you never cried, not because you never doubted, but because something deeper held in you, even then. Dear heart, you may still look around and see unfinished places. That is all right. The unfinished parts do not cancel the real change. A person can still be healing and genuinely transformed. A person can still be weary and deeply faithful. A person can still be uncertain and yet be walking in a truer way than before. Do not force yourself into a false image of completion. Honor what is real. Beloved, here is one of the clearest signs that this season has done a good work in you. You are less interested now in appearing strong than in being honest. That shift matters. Performance weakens the soul. Honesty strengthens it. When you stopped trying to seem unaffected, something more solid began to grow. You became teachable. You became tender. You became aware of your real needs. You became more capable of living from truth. Precious one, another sign is this. You no longer want what would cost you your peace, even if it looks impressive. That is growth. There were things before you would have chased just to feel chosen. Now you hesitate. You ask deeper questions. You care about alignment. You care about health. You care about whether your spirit can remain intact inside what you are pursuing. This is wisdom you did not carry in the same way before. My child, you have also learned that silence from me is not absence. That delay is not always denial. That a closed way can still be love. That correction can still be tenderness. That rest is not failure. That stopping can be holy. That kindness toward yourself is not disobedience. These lessons have settled into you through lived experience, and lived lessons usually remain longer than borrowed ones. Loved one, Do you see it now? You were not being abandoned in the hard places. You were being shaped, not for the sake of proving something to me, for the sake of becoming freer, truer, steadier, and more alive. That shaping is not always comfortable, but it is precious. And yes, it is worth recognizing. Beloved, rest from the fear that you somehow failed because you struggled. Rest from the thought that tears disqualify you. Rest from the belief that only the visibly triumphant are doing well. I measure differently. I notice the return after wandering. I notice the honesty after hiding. I notice the mercy you showed when you had reasons to become hard. I notice the restraint you practiced when your hurt wanted to speak louder. I notice the small faithfulness that no one else applauded. Precious one, all of that matters. And because it matters, I want you to stop speaking to yourself as if nothing good has grown in you. That is no longer true. You have come farther than your tired mind admits. My dear one, this recognition is not meant to make you proud in a shallow way. It is meant to make you grateful. Grateful for the way you were sustained. Grateful for the ways your heart did not give out. Grateful for the hidden work you could not always name. Grateful that the season which could have made you colder has instead made you clearer. Loved one, there may be more ahead, more lessons, more decisions, more stretching. Life does not stop being life. But you do not face what comes next as the same person who entered this chapter. You carry more now, more understanding, more softness with strength, more wisdom about your own limits, more ability to recognize what is true, that matters for the road ahead. Sweet soul, if you feel a little relief rising now, do not push it away. You do not need to stay under accusation to remain humble. You do not need to call yourself failing in order to keep growing. Sometimes growth deepens most when the heart finally hears you have come through more faithfully than you knew. Let that kindness settle in you. Dear heart, for tonight, you do not need to keep revisiting every place you think you fell short. Look instead at what endured. Look at the love that remained. Look at the honesty that grew. Look at the patterns you left behind. Look at the calmer wisdom that now meets situations which once would have thrown you completely. These are real things. Beloved, the season did not defeat you. It marked you, yes. It tired you, yes. It humbled you, yes. But it did not undo the good life in you. It refined it. And as the evening settles, as your thoughts grow softer, rest in this quiet assurance what mattered most has not been lost. Something beautiful has been formed in you. I have watched it closely. I have treasured every small turning. I have kept count of the hidden faithfulness you nearly overlooked. My child, be at peace tonight. You do not have to keep proving what has already been seen. You may rest now from the fear that all this was for nothing. It was not. I remain here, steady and warm, near to your tired heart, glad for the deep work that has taken root in you. Amen. Beloved family, these messages are created with prayer, care, and sincere dedication. We continue this mission with faith each day. If you feel led to support this ministry, you can find the support link in the description and in the comment box below. May God bless your life with peace and